Hello and welcome back to 999 Things to Cook. Today we are making mac and cheese, and no, it's not the size of the dish that makes it epic. It's the flavor, and you will see why as we move along here. After shredding all the cheese and buttering up the baking dish, I started with 8 ounces of butter in a pot. To that I added 1 pint of half and half, and also about 1 pint of whole milk. As it heated up, I added a teaspoon of white pepper, followed by a half teaspoon of smoked paprika, almost a tablespoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of onion powder, and mixed it well. Then I added a big scoop of sour cream, about maybe half a cup. First cheese to go in was grated Parmesan. I added more throughout, probably about half a cup total. Add the cheese a little bit at a time. To get a nice smooth cheese sauce, you always want the added cheese to melt before you add more. Then I added some smoked Gouda cheese. After that was melted in, I added some Fontina cheese. Mix, melt, and repeat for all of the cheeses. Then some cheddar cheese. If the sauce gets too thick, you can add more milk. However, mine did not. Make sure to save a few handfuls of cheese to add later, as you will soon see why. The sauce is now nice and creamy, but not too thick. I had cooked off some hot ground sausage and strained the grease and let it cool. I added about a cup to the sauce. Then add a 1-pound box of elbow macaroni that has already been cooked and cooled. After adding the noodles, if it is slightly too thin, let it sit for a few minutes off the heat and it will thicken up. It should look like this when you ladle it. As you can see here, I have several cups of cheese that I saved, and also 2 pounds of bacon that I had cooked off and chopped up beforehand, also 1 pound of spicy ground sausage. To build the mac and cheese, I started with a few ladles of the cheesy noodles to layer the bottom of the pan, then evenly distributed some spicy ground sausage, and then the same with the chopped bacon. In no particular order, I added shredded cheese on top of it all. Then repeat the process, cheesy noodles, sausage, bacon, and more cheese. Layer it up this way until the pan is full. My pan is deep, so I got several layers out of it. At this time in the process, a lot of people will take eggs and milk and drizzle it over the whole thing to seep in. I do not. The whole thing gets a lid, or in this case a foil lid, and put into a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, take it out and remove the foil. Take any remaining cheese and bacon you have left and add it to the top. Then evenly sprinkle a decent layer of panko breadcrumbs over the entire thing. Then, of course, take a stick of softened butter, break it up into little chunks, and evenly distribute that over everything. This is a low-calorie dish indeed. By now, you should have put your oven up to 400 degrees, and the pan goes back into the oven uncovered until the top is nice and golden brown and bubbly. Let's take a peek at how it looks. Once it comes out of the oven, if you serve it right away, it is at its creamiest. Only an oversized, enormous plate of this will do for this recipe. Or, if you are like me, you can wait a while until it cools and sets up a bit, so that you won't burn your mouth and are able to take a nice, small, polite bite. Make sure to give this a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.